Hello, everybody. Here's my hot take on the situation in Afghanistan. Um, One, Afghanistan's been a problem of its own, on its own, especially for outsiders, the same way that Vietnam was. That the Vietnam wanted Vietnam for themselves, and and we were outsiders, and they did the same to the Chinese. They did the same to the Japanese during World War II. They did the same for the French. They did the same for the United States. So that's all Vietnam. But Afghanistan's the same thing. They kicked out the English once before. They kicked out the Russians. They kicked out the United States. So the similarities are a lot. That said, the problem that I'm seeing is that there's conversation going on between the people who don't want to be involved in everlasting wars and others. Let me see if I get this straight. So I understand that to a certain degree, President Trump pulled American troops back from advancing policies around the world. We obviously reduced our troops in Afghanistan to a certain degree through Trump, started with Obama. And the thing is, I don't see that our place in Afghanistan was necessarily an everlasting war. And yes, there was stuff going on, and there was shooting, but it's not like we had troops dying on a daily basis in any large number. In fact, we hadn't had a combat death in a year, at least. And so the idea that we have troops in advanced placement, like we do in Germany, is the best example, simply so that we're already there, we already have a presence there, is a deterrent, but it also is just good strategy. You don't want to be, over the horizon, as the new term is being. And we definitely have the naval capability now in regards to our humongous aircraft carrier task forces, the Gerald D. Ford aircraft carriers that are coming online are just massive, and they're going to have massive supplies, and it's almost going to be a floating military, high-end military installation out in the sea. But if you have ground troops on the ground in advanced locations, and this is how the English were able to really control the seas. It had nothing to do, let me rephrase that, it had only partially to do with the fact that their navy was really good, that their ships were well manned and well captained, as it did the fact that they had ports of call all around the equator. They had places that they could go freshen up their supplies. They could already have people in country that were able to speak the language. They already had people in country that were already in contact with the powers that be in those areas, whether they be directly English because it was a colony, or kind of a good detente going on between those people who said, yeah, we want the British Navy to protect us. So I didn't think it necessary at this time to have everyone out of Afghanistan before this big mess. I don't think it can be equated as being an everlasting war when we're not shooting at each other, or at least we're not being shot at, we're not having casualties, we're not so forth. There is a reason to have forward bases around the world, and I think that when they moved out precipitously, not only did it cause a vacuum, but I think that vacuum had a lot extra suction on it, as it were, when all of our troops suddenly ran out of Afghanistan, turned the lights off, good night, bye, and then left civilians and allies in the lurch as a result of it. So that's my take. I think we clearly, our leaving was done, was executed poorly. I'm using very genteel words for that. But the other thing is, was it necessary to have us completely gone from that region? Because there are enemies there that we do have that threaten not only their neighbors being our allies, and ourselves. This pullout of Afghanistan has not made the world a safer place. But the way that it was done was even worse. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. Remember, subscribe, ding, notifications. I haven't said that ever before, so it's new. Maybe I'll put some more content out there on a regular basis. Talk to you later. Bye.